Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Hand of Fate 2. In the previous episode we started our journey on the Chariot Challenge. And in this episode we'll be continuing it. I considered doing our mellow video, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for 3 days on what was going to happen here. Also, we forgot to check out the camp last episode.
Do not take too long. The city falls around you.
Yeah, I've noticed. You approach the horse-drawn wagons. Captain Fiore's soldiers stand to attention, and the head coachman tips the brim of his hood. We'll transport any people you find in these warrens, he explains. Just keep the wagon out of trouble. I'll do what I can. Now, we can trade, we can get equipment for relatively cheap. Ooh, the armor of gluttony is good. But I have heard that you can buy 1 food for 1 gold. Yeah, and 3 food for 3 gold. Which means I could essentially change all of my gold into 20 food, which is going to be useful. Yes, the Armor of Gluttony can give you plus 1 gold for each gold or food gain card, but this is more a guaranteed thing. And, unless they removed it, there is 1 encounter for rescuing civilians that may or may not require food, depending on how well I do. It's a shame we're caught up in this evacuation. The crying mare in the old city has the best honey meat in all the land. Seriously? A little more important things going on here, Mal. Alright, 1 more and then we gotta get going. Faction has ravaged this part of the city. Narrow alleyways, which never see the light of day, harbor nothing but misery and pestilence.
If there is a finer mind than my own, I've yet to meet it. Yet, I've brought a scourge of mindlessness into this world, and must suffer the results.
Are you saying it's your fault all this corruption is happening? Speaking of which... Yep, got Warrior's Axe. Okay, we're good in that regard. A wounded peasant runs stumbling down the street, chased by a horde of corrupted. He falls at your feet and begins to twitch. The blood from his wounds boils and blackens. Better fight if we want to save this guy. You ready your weapon as the horde draws near. No, I'm not going to call in Estrella's agents. Can handle a few blight and terror.
Keep them away from me!
With that, yet more corrupted fall to the ground. The horde defeated, the townsfolk rushed to tend to the peasant. They're grateful for your protection.
I'm
How
not
grateful are
a
they?
vain man. You must appreciate that this game, has been my focus for more years than I can count. I have a certain pride regarding its twists and turns.
Extra 7 food is always good. Let's see. You have saved 5 citizens. Nice. Dead bodies litter the streets while rats scurry in search of a feast.
With every step, corruption reaches further.
This is the
and
one
your
I was...
chances become less.
This is the one I was talking about. You spy a group of poor urchins loitering in an alley. They look hungry. As you approach, they scramble into a pile of discarded crates. Well, we're here to help. How do we know you're not one of them? One cries. How do we know you're not sick like those monsters? Says another. They remain huddled behind the crates. Now, you can try to catch them. It'll lead to a precision game, but seeing as how I have an excess of food, for now, I'll offer food to the children. The eldest child reaches out gingerly and snatches the food, devouring it in an instant. Hunger overcomes the rest of the group, and they crawl from their hiding place to gobble up the food. Their trust gained, they board the wagons. You resume your journey. Another 8 citizens within. And man of the world, which does me no good.
They believe fire will purge this sickness. But the sickness is not in the city. It is in the land itself. It will be purged, but not like this.
With a terrible crash, the building beside you is struck by a flaming catapult shot. The building heaves and twists from the impact and crumbles across the street in front of you. Apocalypse shields their eyes from the blaze. Quickly, we must find another way. You turn the wagons around and search for another road through the district. Yep, those are there purely to waste your food. The river's water, now a putrid green, emanates with a miasma that turns your stomach. You pass through without incident. I'd rather pass through rescuing citizens. Yikes. Better ambush them.
The pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
Oh, too slow on that one. Well,
Even
looks like
when
I'm
things
fighting all of
appear
them.
impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
You know what? I think I will call on Estrella's allegiance for this one. The rot grants power before it grants release. Muscle replaced with darkness, organs pumping black bile through shattered veins. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to be knocked down when health is low. Use a finisher before they recover. Yeah, they're essentially the in-between between the Terror and the regular Blight.
You lot are hardly worth our time.
Except that all of their attacks are unblockable. Should have been out of range of that. that could have gone better. But at least I got the warrior's axe.
Nicely done.
Please don't be a burning city. Good. Come on, get me some food. Not what I was hoping for. Okay, good. They've got some food I can buy. So that's something at least.
Do you wonder what lies beyond the gates of death? This corruption is but a small part of it.
I'll do my best, Mal, but I can't promise anything. Another group of corrupted fall, and another group of citizens join us. Really hoping I didn't miss anybody in the first section. Yeah, that's some good amount of food.
Let's see what you do with that, given your position.
Gears. Oh well, at least I just got a ton of food. Okay then, fine. We'll take the long way around. So we don't have a time limit on this. Just gonna stick with the safe route on this.
Breathe. You have done well.
Oh well. At least it's one less group I have to deal with.
I hope this works.
mind not hitting my friend? Kinda neat. See, we bring word from Captain Estrella, the infected horde at the gatehouse has subsided. Well, that's nice. But we kinda still have a bunch of citizens to save. About 21. My math isn't off. Let's see, haven't had much food. More food is available. Well, I've only got 1 gold to buy with. Ah, too early.
What an unfortunate time for your skills to leave you.
You do realize that if I can't pass these challenges, you don't get your revenge on Callus, right? So, maybe you shouldn't be laughing so much. Okay, let's see what we got further on into the city.
Even in the midst of terrors, there will always be traders who stayed too long hoping to profit.
Yeah, funny thing, this is actually the same card art they used for the loan card from the previous game. You explain the Captain Fior's plan and help the merchant and his family onto the wagons. 5 more citizens. Thank you, the merchant says, boarding the wagon. Should you find yourself short of gold, I'd be happy to give you a good price for any equipment you might want to trade. Yeah, except I don't really have anything to sell but my warrior's axe.
Will you aid the Empire? Leave them lost, I say.
Alright, it's gotta be somewhere around here that these last 5 citizens are. Has to be. Oh, that's the Pauper Plague. Okay, it has to be in that very last city street, because we explored the entirety of the previous map. Okay, definitely gonna take some time in camp to cook up some food. And perhaps purchase some more. Ooh, that is, unless there's some good equipment. No, just the armor. Ooh, they actually sell 10 food at a discounted price. Nice. I mean, more so than it already was. Yeah, all I've got is Cry of Valor and the axe, but I don't want to get rid of either of those. Whoops. There they are. Okay, gotta make sure to keep all of them alive, so I will be calling upon Estrella's scouts and using the Call of Valor.
You should run while you have the chance.
Oh no, you don't. You're not going after those villagers. No. Oh, please tell me they all made it. I know one's health bar looked like it was empty, but maybe he held on with a sliver? Oh, thank God. Alright, let's check the camp, heal up, because there's going to be a couple of big fights coming up. Ooh, Dark Thirst. That would actually be useful. 15 gold. What do I have? That would leave me short 2 gold. I could sell off the Cry of Victory. I don't really need it because I only used it to get boosted damage to take out the Corrupted quickly. because there aren't going to be any civilians in danger, well, I think I can afford to sell it. Not enough to buy the armor, though, but oh well. Buy a bunch of food to deal off with. Though, now that I think about it, that was actually not the smartest of ideas. Oh well. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're not getting scored on this.
Endless dark deeds have been done in the name of the Empire. May you set that ledger right, at least in part.
At long last, you arrive at the final gatehouse, the exit out of the old city. You usher the frightened citizens through the gate and to their escape. My thanks to you, she says with a smile. I doubt we could have done anything more for the people of the old city. Halt! A voice shouts from beyond the gate. You turn to see a troop of Empire soldiers marching through the gatehouse. By decree of the Emperor, none are permitted to leave the old city. Captain Fior, you are to return to the Imperial City at once to report. The captain commands. Captain Fior scoffs, calling the young captain blocking the gate. These people bear no mark of corruption. All they want is safe passage. Emperor decree or no, it is our duty to protect them. What good is a soldier who cannot follow commands? What is an empire without order? The young captain reports proudly. By decree of the Emperor, none are permitted to leave the old city. Captain Fior draws her pistol, standing between the cowering old city refugees and the Emperor's decree. I will not stand down. May as well, because this is the last fight. Shouldn't be too difficult. Bunch of muskets and some regular steel. No match for my new hammer. What the hell kind of cry was that? He hears the pleas from the old city, but does not weep. Orders are orders. Funny thing, in the preview builds, he was actually Captain Malifowl rather than Captain Sterling. Captains wear armor that dulls standard attacks. Use bash to break their armor.
I fight for justice, not simply to be ordered. This is how it must be. So.
I'm just stun locking this guy hard. These Emperor decreed injustices have been on the increase of late. Something ill is growing from within. She pauses her ruminations and gives you a stern look. The Empire would do well to have somebody like you serving it. You have befriended Estrella the Soldier, and unlocked a new companion.
This is where you differ. There is no problem Callus would not have solved through death, yet you show mercy.
Finding safe passage to the plague-ridden city, we get Plague, Alchemist, Yvonne's Cottage. That is a good card. It's a kind of a questline type card. You want to get through it. Trust me on that. And Street Fighter. You also get Empire's Burden, Archer's Bane, another good weapon, Belvin's Favor. That card, that helmet is going to be a godsend in a later challenge. Elusive Charm. And our supplies have gained Leather Armor. For befriending Estrella, we get the Mare of Farwater and the Soldier. For rescuing all the citizens in the Old City, we gain Wrethgar's Quake and Grifter's Companion. Yet another card that is going to be a godsend in a later challenge. For rescuing the Mage Children, the Madmen. For our combat prowess with the Warrior's Axe, we have gained Chieftain's Axe. The question is that a supply or something else? Yeah, who's to say?
I can no longer go easy on you. The usurper will not do so, and I must test you sorely before you arrive at his gates.
Yay. Well, with that, we have made our way through the Old City, rescuing every citizen that we could. And made a new companion along the way. The next episode, we'll be taking on the Strength Challenge. One of my least favorites. Not because it's a bad one, but just because it is rather difficult. Especially for someone like me. Well, with that, we have come to the end of this episode. If you like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.